Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, he attacks women because he fears women. The president is not sound of mind. It isn't often that two American TV hosts accuse a president of being mentally unstable. But then Mr. Trump's tweets about MSNBC's Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough crossed another line, even for him. Critics say it's just another example of the president's hostile sexism. But many Trump supporters believe that the TV presenters are fair game. From Washington, here's Jonathan Rugman.
He's supposed to be America's diplomat-in-chief, working with South Korea's leader to stop the North launching a long-range nuclear missile, but echoing around the Rose Garden an undiplomatic firestorm of the Twitter kind. In another bad-tempered tweeting blitz, the president described two TV hosts as low-IQ crazy Mika and Psycho Joe, before accusing Mika of bleeding badly from a facelift when he'd seen her around New Year. This morning, those hosts, Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough, hit back.
That doesn't bother me one bit. It does worry me about the country.
Claiming the president wasn't mentally equipped to watch them.
He appears to have a fragile, impetuous, childlike ego that we've seen over and over again, especially with women. It's like he can't take it.
And that it was their lampooning of the fake Time magazine covers displayed in Trump's country clubs which sparked his rage. It's not so long ago when putting your feet on the Oval Office desk outraged some. But Washington is almost permanently up in arms about this most unpresidential of presidents. Democrats, as you'd expect.
I think it's so blatantly sexist, I don't even know that there's a question about it. But sad to say, I am still the highest-ranking woman. I thought that was all going to be resolved in November.
But Republicans, too, holding their noses and no doubt fearful for congressional seats up for grabs next year.
Obviously, I don't see that as an appropriate comment. I think, look, what we're trying to do around here is improve the tone and the civility of the debate, and this obviously doesn't help do that.
I am very concerned about the extreme polarization in our country, and rhetoric like the president's only worsens the divisions among our citizens.
And it says something about divided America, along with his rivals' unpopularity, that Trump's repeated misogyny did not derail his election campaign. There was this appalling description of another woman who had questioned him.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs?
You know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes. Blood coming out of her wherever.
And this recording unearthed from 10 years ago.
Grab him by the you can do anything.
Trump apologized for that one, but these presenters have launched personal attacks against him.
Possible that he's mentally ill in a way.
And in this morning's tweet, there was no remorse. Watched low-rated Morning Joe for first time in long time. Fake news.
The American people elected somebody who's tough, who's smart, and who's a fighter, and that's Donald Trump. And I don't think that it's a surprise to anybody that he fights fire with fire.
In the Oval Office, packed with press this morning, a lampshade almost went flying.
Whoa, hey.
It seemed like a metaphor, and Donald Trump knew it.
You guys are getting worse.
And while both these leaders fear conflict on the Korean peninsula, Mr. Trump is distracted by a war with the media right here on his doorstep. And just when you thought this spat could not become more ugly, it does, because Joe Scarborough, one of the TV presenters, has effectively accused President Trump of blackmail. He says that White House officials repeatedly called him and told him that if he apologized to Donald Trump for negative media coverage, then Donald Trump would intervene and stop a story about Scarborough and his fiancée, Mika Brzezinski, from being published. Now, Mr. Trump says Scarborough did call him. Mr. Scarborough says that's a lie, and we do know that the story did go ahead. The strange fact is that when relations between these sides were better, Mr. Trump offered to officiate at the couple's wedding and indeed offered to host it, which is a mark of how personal and how bitter this particular dispute has become.
It is indeed, Jonathan. Thank you very much.